I'm going to say something that is not popular. At that time, I wasn't the type to have a 5-year plan.
Okay.
No. My life at that time evolved.
Okay.
I did things consciously. Like, okay, I'm going to teach because I don't want to be brain dead. But it was never part of my 5-year plan to do that. It's just that it evolved. So even with book club, I joined book club through a friend I met at running club.
Mm-hmm.
That led to that. So that's what I mean by evolving. So it's finding, I could see, Kokuyi is also trying to find herself, because even when she's trying to pick a course, trying to figure out what to do, she's in that space that at one time I was in.
Life is about making choices and deciding who you are. On today's episode of the Thando Book Club, I got to sit down with Sarah Nyengerai. She's an avid reader, a book reviewer, and a freelance writer. Thanks to a Kelo Digital Library, we got to unpack her book choice and why she chose it. Make sure you tune in as we go beyond the pages. Sarah, it's such a pleasure to have you back here with us on the Thando Book Club. Last time you were a reviewer, and this time around you are a reader, so welcome back.
Thank you, Tendai. I'm excited to be back.
All right, let's get into your book choice. What book did you choose and why?
I chose My Parents' Marriage by Nana Ekua Brew-Hammond. She's American Ghanaian, based in America, and this is her first book on adult fiction.
Oh, nice. So she normally does children's books or young adult?
Yes, mostly children's books. So I also picked it because it was a book club read. We read it late last year. I chose it having seen it on a Bookstagrammer's page that I follow. We read it as a book club and loved it. So after having read the book, and we spoke about various topics that were in the book, one of the members said there should be a book on one of the main characters.
Okay.
The character being Kokuyu's mother.
Kokuyu being the main character.
Yes. So I was mandated to get in touch with the author.
Okay.
I think I also part volunteered.
Okay.
So I have this mission to get in touch with her, email her, tell her we love the book, but can you, we want you to know that we would love to know more about the mother. We feel like she deserves a book on her own. So it took me a while to get to that. I had it at the back of my mind that I should, it's on my to-do list. And periodically on our WhatsApp group, members would ask me, have you gotten in touch? And I'll be like, okay, I will.
Why were you taking so long?
Life got in the way. Life got in the way.
Okay.
So it so happened that a Bookstagram I follow called This Brown Girl Reads, Brown with an E, posted an online book session.
Yeah.
They were discussing a separate book, but we're going to feature My Parents' Marriage as a surprise guest to talk about her debut book. They were not going to discuss it because they hadn't read it. So when I saw that post, this is it. That's what I said to myself. This is it. I am going to join this book session, and I will tell her about how we felt about My Parents' Marriage, her book, and how we would love her to write about Michelin. So this session happened, it was an Eastern Standard Time zone. So I had to
American time or something like that.
I had to get up at 2 a.m. Initially, I kept thinking, you're crazy. Like, sleep it off and then just message her directly on Instagram.
Yeah.
But me being me, I set my alarm and woke up and joined the book session.
You actually joined at 2 a.m.
Yes,
okay.
I did.
All right.
Hair bonnet and all. I joined it. I was there. And they obviously went through their book, short stories. It was called The Broken people's playlist. They went through that. And then Nana came on to talk about my parents' marriage.
Nice.
And that was my time to say, hey, I'm tuning in from Zim and we loved your book. She was taken aback. Together with the book club members, they were also taken aback that here's someone who woke up at 2 a.m. Like, that's commitment right there. So we had that conversation. I couldn't obviously discuss the book at length because they hadn't read it. They were going to read it next month.
Yeah.
But it was just to give her feedback. And she spoke about what motivated her to write the book. Observations she had made in life, watching adults, relatives, family, friends. And she kept emphasizing that it's not my parents' marriage because she's been getting that question a lot.
Because the title makes it sound like...
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I guess it's to say Kokuya's parents' marriage.
Yes.
Not the author.
Yes.
And so after that, we continued to talk on email. I wrote to her and we continued the conversation. We exchanging emails and she was appreciative of the fact that she's getting feedback. We take it for granted that authors don't value feedback when they've written something. So she said, you have no idea what it means to just get this feedback. So she promised that she would look into a Michelin book.
My goodness.
Yeah. So what makes this book also special is that to develop a relationship with an author is it goes beyond you read a book, you put it back on the shelf, and even though you loved it, you talk about it amongst your friends.
Yeah.
But to have the opportunity to get in touch with an author, have that exchange. And she did say she would love to visit Sim and bring books with her. So I said, I'm holding you to that. So it was a full circle experience. Yes. And I was representing my book club as well to say, myself and a group of other women loved your book.
First of all, I love the fact that you reached out and you spoke to her and you made your request and she had to acknowledge it. And she said, I'll look into this story. And I think that's so amazing because that's how important the character was to you. So just for a minute, I'd like to understand what is it that resonated with you all in the book club about this particular character? Why did you want to see her story more developed?
A strong force as a mother. So Kukuyu is in a polygamous family setup and her mom is one of the wives. And the author takes us through what made Michelin stay married. So she left the home but did not leave the marriage.
Okay.
Why she stayed married, her reasoning, and she's not conventional. And a lot of things she did, her daughter judged her, and possibly society would judge. So there was this curiosity as to who was she before she got married.
Okay.
And what was she like before that? Are some of the traits she's always had before she got married, or did she evolve into becoming that? She's a formidable woman and very wise, very practical, accepted the decisions she made, came to terms with, I chose this life, a life that the daughter despises. But she had evolved in that she was satisfied with, I'm living the decisions I've made. I may not necessarily be happy, but this is a choice that I made. Because in the book, the father visits her every Christmas. The father being Kukuyu, but I guess in this case,
right, because you said that she leaves the house, but not the marriage.
Yes, she left the home, but not the marriage. Okay. And she now lives in Togo. So the book is, there's Togo, there's Ghana, there's America.
Yeah.
So that Togo is when he goes without fail to visit her. And he takes the daughters, Kukuyu and her sister.
Once a year?
Yes.
So Kukuya grew up with her father And not with her mother.
The mom left.
Yes.
The mom left the marriage and left them there. So that's another issue Kikuyu has.
Oh, right.
That why did she leave us? And Michelin says it was to secure the inheritance.
Uh-huh. Okay, so I guess there are a lot of elements to the story you've just described, to the context you've given us. So my first question is, why didn't she just leave the marriage? Why leave the... But you've just responded in saying she was trying to have the children secure their inheritance. But also she leaves and she goes to another country.
Yes, that's where she's based for quite a long time, but without fail. And as the book opens, she actually is leaving to go with her sister, Kikuyu that is, and the father to visit. And the stepmom is also going to see her people. So the stepmom was well aware that without fail, it wasn't a secret.
Yeah.
Without fail, Christmas, for 12 days or so, he goes to Togo. Because she moved to Togo.
Yes. Okay, I can see. I have questions around this character, but I'm interested in how you guys related to this woman. Was it the fact that she made... You said she was unconventional, or she made this interesting choice to leave her daughters behind. What was the draw? Were there, I don't know, reflections of other women in your lives that you saw in this woman? What was it about her?
Self-assured. And she didn't pity herself. She just came to terms with, I've made my bed and I am lying in it. As a mother and as a wife. She was still a wife.
Yeah.
So
for 12 days,
that.
she was a wife. Okay.
The 12 days of Christmas, she was a wife. So she's self-assured, but she's also wise in guiding her daughter not to make the same mistakes. And she tries to. But the daughter is resentful towards the mother. So she does her best to try and make her daughter make wiser decisions and not make decisions out of bitterness.
Right. Okay. So what other theme would you pull from there? Because to me, what you're describing, it's already around the power of choice.
Yes. So one of the themes is self-identity. Kikuyu struggles with who she is, and she's 23. She doesn't know what to do with her life. The father's wealthy, self-made man, wealthy and a benevolent character, generous. She wonders, should I go to one of my father's apartments in London and try and figure myself out? The father wants her to join the business. She's trying to find who she is, and at the same time, not be like her mother or any of the wives. She also despises the wives. Like, why did they stay? Like, her stepmom is wealthy from royalty, wealthy with her own mother. So she battles with this concept of, she's a woman with wealth, why is she staying?
Yeah.
But back to identity, she's trying to find herself and where to go in life. And not, her father has his ideas. People have ideas of what she should do. And she is questioning, which direction should I go?
Okay. That kind of reminds me a little bit about you, because you used to be in banking and then you went into a completely different direction, which is book
Academia.
reviews. Yeah, which we kind of alluded to, where we've seen you before on the Thando book club. So you're part of the family. So I'm wondering, how does that speak to you? Because I could already see a connection between the two of you there.
Definitely. As I read the book, I would see certain aspects of Kikuyu. Like, she's a bit naive in the expectations she has. But in terms of direction, so I worked for a bank. Banking was my first love.
First love, okay.
Yes, career-wise.
Okay.
And I was there for a few years. And then the bank, I was retrenched when the bank merged with another bank.
Okay.
And then the bank went on to close. And this was also at a time when a lot of banks in Zimbabwe were closing. There is the first era in which banks closed.
Yeah.
Then there was one just before 2010. There was another, closing of banks. So I was caught up in that. And I left banking. I did not want to join another bank. You become wary of banks because so many were closing. And then there's so many of us out of a job, trying to get back into banks. So there's a lot of competition there. And so I did not go back into banking. I joined academia. But prior to having worked for the bank, I had experience in research and
So I was going to
teaching.
say, it seems like two completely different directions.
Again, back to another recession, 2007, 2008. I'm working for a research company, and due to this recession, you're not busy. You're working 20% of the day. That's when you get to do work. We have inflation. You're talking of salaries in trillions. So that's happening. So at that time, I thought, I'm going brain dead. I need to do something. So I started teaching after hours with the particular college and on weekends.
Yeah.
And then that opened doors for training and consultancy within my other circles. And this company was based in South Africa and based here.
Okay.
So that, and at the time, even as I was working after hours, you get this $1 trillion paycheck. I don't even think it was enough for a combi.
Yeah.
But I was doing it because I thought I'm going brain dead.
Yeah.
So then that ended, and then I joined the bank. I still continued with a bit of training. Then the bank closes, and in hindsight, it was good to be the first group that got retrenched, as opposed to when it
finally closed.
Not everyone was lucky to get something from that. So I had that experience, research, training, teaching, and universities. You pick up any newspaper. Universities had jobs. The majority also, again, at the time, 2009, of academics had gone to South Africa, gone to other countries. So universities were looking, and I was coming close to 8 months without formal employment.
Okay.
So I took it up. And as an academic, it's books, it's reading. And so it ties in with what I do with book club.
Yeah.
So my identity is an evolving one. I'm going to say something that is not popular. At that time, I wasn't the type to have a 5-year plan.
Okay.
No. My life at that time evolved.
Okay.
I did things consciously. Like, okay, I'm going to teach because I don't want to be brain dead. But it was never part of my 5-year plan to do that. It's just that it evolved. So even with book club, I joined book club through a friend I met at running club. That led to that. So that's what I mean by evolving. So it's finding, I could see, Kokuyi is also trying to find herself, because even when she's trying to pick a course, trying to figure out what to do, she's in that space that at one time I was in.
Okay. So when you say you're going to say something that's not popular, so what was the part that's not popular?
Not having a 5-year plan. When others have a 5-year plan and 10-year plan, and you're like, oops. So at that, I did not have that. And she also struggles with that, and her father can't understand.
Why she just can't figure out
Yes.
what she wants to do. I mean, I guess a lot of us young people can relate to that. That was the case with me as well. I kind of hit a brick wall at some point once I realized I'm not going to be a lawyer, but I need to finish this law degree. Then after that, all my whatever year plans just went out the window. So I can understand that. And how do you feel that sort of perspective of hers, of maybe interrogating her life, looking at how she's not sure where she wants to go, how much she takes that out on her mother?
So she's trying to run away from having the marriage her parents have, or being like any of the women that her father married.
Okay.
Yes.
Or had children.
Yes, precisely. And then, because the opening chapter to the book, she arrives home with her sister and they've gone out. And there's a woman driving, and this woman is shouting at the father, saying, the pain, your daughters shall know the pain you've caused other women. So she sticks out her hand and points to Kikuyu as she's cursing her.
Yes, it sounds like.
So even throughout her life, she has that curse in the back of her mind that it's like, your daughter shall feel the pain. So she's trying to navigate her career. She doesn't want the marriage that her parents had. She's afraid of repeating the same mistakes. She's remembering that curse and thinking, what if it comes through? And she describes the woman's hand like a snake, you know, I guess because it was long.
Okay.
And that woman had dumped a baby. She had a child by the father, and she brought in, she's like, here is your son, I'm leaving. And this baby is not even half a year old. And her stepmom says, did you see your father's Christmas present? And there was a bit of humor there. So she struggles with identity in various facets. And I think readers, even myself, could resonate with someone trying to find herself, someone running from a life that they worry could be theirs if they repeat the same mistakes. So she's also driven by fear. So she doesn't exactly also make right choices because of that. And then she takes out her frustrations on her mom. To go back to the comment you made, she, not necessarily her father, but her mother, she is angry towards her mom, who is not the person causing the pain. And perhaps the mom was an easy target for various reasons. So maybe she felt hurt that the mom had left them.
In your experience, let me take it like this. If you had to pick between your parents, who were you closer to? Who was the easier target in a sense?
Easier target?
Yeah, the one you could get favors from.
Well, if you were ranting, maybe my mom, maybe. Favors, my father.
Okay.
Mom would know if you were lying. Dad, not so much. You could, you know,
get away with
come up with a story like, I lost something. You could whine and he could fall for it. Mom, not so much. Like if I was sick, the person who's going to look at me with more pity is my dad.
Yeah.
My mom would take one look and be like, she's fine. And even if you knew you were putting it on, you couldn't fool her. So, yeah, I think...
I just brought that up just as a little side thing.
Sure.
Because I find that whether we are conscious of it or not, there's a way that obviously our mothers shape us and shape the way we perceive the world. And obviously we're talking about a fictional character and how angry she is with her mother. But I think that story is important because I think over time, the way you look at your parents shifts. So I don't know if that was the same. That's how it was for me. There were things that I looked at and I said, why did my mom do this like this? Or why did she tell me this? Or didn't she understand or foresee? But then as you go along, you realize, no, okay, that's her perspective and understanding. And I have a different one. And I don't know if you had that experience as well.
Not so much, but what I will say is, if my mother told you to do something to avoid a particular thing going wrong. I'm trying to think of an example. Or it could be, yes, it could be, why don't you have, it could be something as simple as, why don't you have a set of spare keys yet for your car? And then you think, she's just bothering me. Sooner or later, you were either going to lose that set of keys and wish you had a spare. So and I guess that's the wisdom of being an older person. They can see certain things that are likely to happen because of how you're behaving. And if you listen, you're avoiding unnecessary consequences. Because they do say you're supposed to learn from, you can also learn from the mistakes of others. So I feel like if we go to mothers, they can see themselves in their daughters, rather. And so they can tell how certain outcomes, how certain choices will lead to certain outcomes. And Kukuyu's mother is like that. Kukuyu thinks she's different, but she's not. So the mom can see what she's doing wrong and what will happen. But she's not listening at that time. And I think we've all had that experience where your mom might say something, but maybe you think, oh, she's from a different generation. And then only when you've made that mistake and you're living with the consequence, you're like, oh, but mom said. You remember, mom did tell me.
Which can even make you more angry.
Yes.
I don't want to admit that she's right.
He's like, oh, mom did say. So the mom actually, I think, can see, understands her daughter, because her daughter is actually more like her. But she, at a later stage, she comes to realize that her mom was right, and she judged her mom harshly. But at that time, before she gets married especially, she doesn't.
She doesn't have that empathy or connection.
No.
And which other character would you pick up from the book that resonated with you?
I liked, I did like Auntie Hema.
Okay.
She's the current wife.
The stepmother.
Yes.
Too.
She is, well, Kukuyu describes her as a well-put-together woman, very classy. And even when the baby was dropped off. So this is the opening of the book. So I'm avoiding saying anything further beyond that because that's spoiler. So this is the opening of the book. When the baby is left, she walked in a dignified manner. And I almost visualized someone like Felicia Rashad or Angela Bassett, the way she carried herself, not giving anything away. So she held herself very well, and she's from wealth, has her own money, and Kokuyu can't understand why on earth she remains in this polygamous marriage. And she specifically says, why do these women allow themselves to be disrespected? So she is different in that people tend to think a woman can stay because they don't have money.
Yes, that seems to be her logic.
Because maybe once you leave, you can't, if you are not working or cannot afford, maybe once you leave, the kids have to leave private school. And this is because they're from wealth. But and Kukuyu is perplexed to the point of almost also thinking these women are ridiculous. Like, why does she stay? So that's another character I liked, or appreciated rather, in that she is also showing that no, it's not
a choice.
Yes.
She wants to be there.
And so possibly even a book about Auntie Hema as well.
Well, you've got the author on speed dial, so at this point, I think you can tell her whatever you'd like to tell her. Yeah, I think the power of choice is something that's important, especially for today's woman. I think with the amount of choices that we have today versus the ones our grandmothers had, there's a lot to be said about thinking about who you are and who you want to be and where you want to go. I don't know if that's something that's important to you as well.
Definitely. And you're always, thinking about where you will be in the next 5 years. Now I got
now
there.
You're back to the 5 years. Okay.
now I'm there. Whereas earlier, I think I just lived. So you look at and she changes. That's another thing that comes out in the book. You evolve.
Yeah.
So I do believe that you change with every season.
Yeah.
I've evolved with every season. So you do think about what you want to do, where you want to be at a certain time. And with the book thing, it started as a hobby, and now it ties in very well with my career. So, okay, what else can come out of this? And yeah, I think you think about the future. And she's also, the main character is, the mother pushes her to be more conscious of the decisions she makes, in her marriage, in her career, and being intentional and not giving up.
Yeah.
Because it's hard. So we could all learn from that, even though not everyone was married, that no, you commit, you're intentional about, let me put in the work before I say this is not working.
Yes.
So I also learned that.
Oh, okay. I like that. All right. So on that note, we're going to get into our rapid fire question segment. And I'll just ask some random questions.
Okay.
They're not difficult. There's no right or wrong
I hope
answer.
so.
Well, let me say they're just lighthearted.
Okay.
So there's no right or wrong answer. So that's what we'll do when we come back. So make sure you stay tuned for the rest of the episode on the Thando Book Club. Okay, you ready, Sarah?
Yes, I am.
Okay, all right. What's your favorite type of book to read in the morning?
Morning. I don't actually read in the morning.
Okay. It's not a crime?
Yeah, no, I'm trying to think. Okay, there are times when if I commit to reading in the morning, it's because I have a book club book that I'm reading. So my reading can be centered around my job, the book I'm reading for book club, or leisurely book. So let me say the book of the moment.
Okay.
Because when I was trying to finish, I recently finished Finding Me by Viola Davis. I would read it in the morning, provided I don't have any work. You see, I read in the morning if I don't have work.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. No, fair enough. Hardback versus paperback.
Hardback.
Why?
Because it feels like a real book.
Paperback is real too.
No.
No?
That's too soft.
Interesting.
If I'm buying paperback, I'm on a budget.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so the real book for you is
yes. I think I've won if I've hard.
Okay.
Yeah, paperback, it's like, oh, I'm settling.
Oh.
Yes.
That's interesting. All right. What would your first book be about?
If I wrote a book, maybe Sarah Says.
Okay.
And this inspiration comes from Oprah. Oprah has this book of her...
Is that book with the
little,
green
yes,
lines?
I have a copy, and it's
What is it? What I Know for Sure?
Yes. And it's her closing for every magazine she did.
Yes.
She had a closing, and she put those together. I think I would do a Sarah Says.
So it's similar to that.
Yes.
Okay. What does Sarah say?
I think it would be full of nuggets, lessons learned. What I wish I had known, what I would tell a younger version of myself. Yes, so it would be, because I'm often told I'm wise, so it would be like that, like wisdom nuggets.
Okay, I hope it means you're jotting things down.
I try to.
Pick a book you wish you had written.
A book I wish I had written. can we do this by categories?
Oh.
Yes. And I just have 2 categories.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I were ever to do an autobio, Cicely Tyson's autobio.
You've read her autobiography?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Oh, may she rest in peace. I loved her.
What is it called again?
I didn't know she had one.
No, she
that
has
makes sense
one.
that she
Just
had one.
me. Just as I am. Just as I am.
She was very brave and fearless in her choices. Yeah.
And it talks about how she became to be the Cicely Tyson, her marriage to Clive. I hope I'm getting it right. Is it? No, it's not Clive.
It was a jazz musician?
It's not Clive. The name will come to me, but her
But
husband.
still,
And their relationship that was very difficult, but they also loved each other. And she inspired me to have faith and believe in your dreams. Miles Davis.
Yes, thank you.
Not Clive. Clive is the producer.
Yeah.
Because she's a very strong woman of faith. And just she put her life in God's hands, and her prayers were answered, and dreams, and she went for her goals. Remember I spoke earlier about at a certain age, I was just living, I didn't have. That's a brilliant autobiography. So if I were to write,
it would be
just
me.
I would have to find another name, but
just
as I am.
But that's the book that I'm saying you wish you had written.
As an autobiography.
And what's your other category?
For nonfiction, what do I wish? I have to, for nonfiction.
The one is enough.
Yes, I think for that, nonfiction, nothing comes to mind at the moment. A Woman is No Man by Etaf Ram.
Okay.
Yes. This is another woman who is not as people think she should be. That's a brilliant book. And again, this is, they're living in America, Pakistani American. So I guess I'm all about telling about your life, because this is about.
And also probably not doing what's expected, in a sense.
Precisely.
Yes. So I see you don't like to fit into a box. Okay. Who does?
No, nobody.
If you could invite 3 authors to dinner, who would they be?
Okay.
And who would you invite?
First one, Cicely Tyson. Second is Yvonne Vera. I feel she's an author I missed.
Yeah.
She died 2005. Before I got into books like I am into books now.
Yeah.
And so she's one that, without a doubt. Then the third one is Khalid Hossein, the writer of Kite Runner, 1,000 Splendid Suns.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so the reason I would invite him, often when we read books by African authors, whether male or female, they don't always write in a way that allows their people dignity.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
Like, he writes, you understand the hardness of the situation. You understand that this person was in abject poverty, but you don't pity them.
Interesting.
You appreciate that this is just their life. We've read books where you can either dumb down the African person, you see them, they can be written in such a way that they're made to be less than, or dumbing down, or the poverty is, it's just special how he does it. It's very, I'm trying to put it in words, but he gives his people dignity, although he's writing about terrible situations.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can put it.
No, I just find it interesting. So you're saying not that non-Africans write Africans in a way that's not dignified, but you're saying actually African authors themselves. at times.
There's a trend we've noticed, and I'm not trying to say it's all, but his writing style stood out. So in some cases when we've read books, some of the authors have said, oh, they're playing to a particular audience that asked you to do this.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
So I think he defies that.
Yeah.
The story may be sad, but he gives his people dignity.
Yes.
I tend not to see that.
I understand what you mean now.
In what I've read, because it's dangerous to say all.
Yeah. Oh, all right. And last question. If you could write a children's book, what would it be about?
Children's book. A children's book. I think teaching children confidence.
Okay.
Yes. Especially children that are different. Like if you are maybe you stutter. Maybe you are let me see. If you're different in a way that may cause you to get picked on or teased.
Okay.
It would be good to have material that assists children in navigating those spaces because perhaps at home they're not getting that support.
Yeah.
So I would write one about confidence and loving yourself, being unique, because it sets a good foundation for when you're an adult. So definitely something on confidence and yeah.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
Thank you.
So those were the questions?
Oh, wow.
They weren't bad.
No, that was, I was a bit nervous when you said questions. I was like, ooh, but no, that went perfectly.
All right. So take us through now to your quote that you've chosen from the book. Sure. I'd like you to read it out and then sort of share why you chose that quote, why it resonates with you.
Okay. So this is Michelin speaking to her daughter, Kokuyu. She says, you knew when you married him that he didn't have money. How did you expect him to behave when he gets some? And the cousin who helped him needs some funds. Her mother snorted, or Michelin snorted. You think harmony happens just because two things have come together? No. Two parties have to do what they can do to prevent a collision. You have to be alert. You have to keep your hands on the wheel and steer, she said. My daughter, you are all just beginning. You have to teach each other how things have to be. You have to correct him and give him a chance to make the correction. Did you do that with Daddy? How could I correct what he did? Tell me, she said to her daughter. All I could do is correct what I did. That's my advice to you. You left, Ma. I had to. But you're not in the same situation, Kokuyu. You got your wish and my wish combined, she said. Your marriage is better than mine. If her marriage was better than her parents', it was only because it had not lasted as long, Kokuyu thought. Ma, I'm sorry for all the things I said to you. Mother replies, you can't be sorry for what you meant. She meant it and still did. She did not want her parents' marriage, but she knew now that was never going to happen. I didn't know what I was saying. I didn't know then that every marriage is its own thing.
And why did you pick that one?
For maybe 3 reasons. The fact that the mom said, you can't be sorry for what you meant.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of times we apologize, but we meant it. And remember what I said about the mom being a strong character and wise. The mom is like, don't give me your sorry because you meant it. And earlier on, she had said some harsh things to her mom, judging her. So the mom, her refusal to be also, it seems like she was also refusing to be pitied. She says, don't be sorry for what. I was like, yes, I like that. And then the fact that she's giving her daughter wisdom, like, you married someone who is not from wealth, like you. What did you think would happen when he would get the money? She talks about give people time to change when you have told them you're not happy with certain behaviors. Like, we live in a cancel culture. But here the mom is saying you have to decide what you want and go in the direction you want to go, give him a chance to change. So again, all that wisdom that was coming through. And she's also reflecting. She reflects earlier on, Kokuyu, when she realizes she's made a mistake. So there are many aspects I liked about that. And then how she says every marriage has its own thing. Her mom, it was the polygamous setup. She married a man who did not have as much money. They still faced struggles that made her think of her mom, despite the fact that the problems were different. So I liked that, like, you look at what is in your marriage, is what the mom is saying, and realize that everybody's also navigating something.
And in a sense, there's nothing perfect.
No.
Each situation will bring with it what it brings, and you need to face that.
Even if you're running from another, you're walking, because human beings are imperfect, you're walking into something that will have its own complexities because humans come with something.
And how would you apply that advice if it was Michelin talking to you?
Deciding on a direction and putting in the effort, because she did say you don't quit. And even in your own relationships, if you communicate to someone you don't like, could be a sibling, could be a friend, you give them time. You know, you don't, cancel culture is very popular now. You give them time and grace, knowing that they're also giving you time and grace. Yes.
I like that. I think we can end on that note.
Sure.
There's something special about, giving grace to other human beings in the way you'd like to receive it as well. So thank you for sharing your book choice with us. It's been a fun conversation.
Thank you for having me. I've enjoyed this conversation too.
I have too. What a lovely note to end the conversation on. Let's give each other grace, guys, and the room to make mistakes and just be human beings. Thanks to Akelo Digital Library, we're going beyond the pages with you, our readers. So make sure you tune in to next week's episode.